Good morning, Marcus here. The following interview is one in a series of interviews we're doing here at the Skandarian Group to try to connect you with the community of Laguna Beach and people who are involved with the community and give back to the community. And we had the opportunity last week to interview Chris Olsen, who is the owner and operator of the Wine Gallery, and thought we'd share a little bit about what he's going through as he navigates through this difficult time that we're all experiencing. So with that, thank you, Chris, for joining us.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, what's up, buddy? I mean, yeah, as you know, we closed for the past 2 months, and that's what we decided to do as an organization. And part of me wanted to open up for to go maybe a couple weeks ago, but it just wasn't. We just kind of wanted to kind of time it and kind of waiting for a little more news from the governor. And we're going to give it a go tonight, and actually have a bunch of orders already. And we're not really set up for it, so to speak, right now, but we're going to kind of learn as we go and kind of take it day by day.
Tell me a little bit about, and I know you, but I want to ask you a couple questions about where you grew up and how you got in the restaurant business and so forth, and when all that took place. So where'd you grow up? You were in Newport, right?
I grew up in Newport Beach. Yeah, I went to Corona Mar High School and then went to UC Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
And I actually fell in love with the whole wine culture while at Santa Barbara. I took like a little wine tasting class and graduated with it.
Of course.
I graduated with an environmental studies degree from UCSB, and kind of graduated and really didn't have really a career in mind. Kind of traveled a bit and went and did a little quick stint in the mortgage business. And I did that for about a year, and I enjoyed it. Made at that time in my life, I thought it was good money, but I just didn't, in my heart, I didn't feel like it was for me. So I kind of just decided to kind of go with my passion. And, at the time, my business partner's family owned a building in Corona Mar, and a space became available. And he went to USC Entrepreneur School and wrote a business plan for a wine import company. And I looked at it, and I just decided, with that space that his parents had in that building right there at Peace H. MacArthur, which is the original wine gallery, we decided to open up a retail wine store. And literally, I was young at the time, I had no mortgage, didn't have a wife or kids, and we just kind of built it organically and just kind of slowly grew it, self-financed it, and every year we added more space, added kind of more aspects of the business, and then in 2012. We opened up a full-scale restaurant here in Laguna Beach. This building was for the most part pretty vacant at the time, and the owners approached me. Actually, they approached me when they first built the building, which was your dad, right? Designed the building?
Yeah,
or
actually,
was the architect?
He did. He was the original architect on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So they actually approached me to open up what we were doing in Corona Mar, which was a retail wine store in the space that we're in now, and I just didn't feel like it was the right time. And then the clothing boutique, which was LH Boutique, came in, and I think they lasted for a couple of years. And then we kind of came back to the table with the owners and decided that, I really wanted to do a restaurant, and they kind of believed in my concept and allowed us to kind of go down that path to the city and turn this place into a restaurant, which it wasn't before. It required a lot of, ducting and venting and wood fired. It was a bit of a process. Took about 2.5 years to open, actually.
With the hood, did you have to
with all the hood
and venting, grease trap and all that?
Yeah,
stuff?
we had to do 2 grease traps with the offices, so it literally took us 2.5 years. I mean,
one of the things that that I've loved so much, and I wanted to ask you if this was part of the plan or not, but when you're having dinner at your restaurant, what I love one of the things I love the most, the food's fantastic, and Josh is your chef, right?
Josh is my original chef. He was my original chef in CDM, so he's been in the for like 10 years. Yeah.
He's awesome. He's so
amazing.
Good and
He's
talented. Unbelievable. But what I love about it, and it seems like it's just kind of organically fallen into place this way, is all your wait staff and waiters and bar, it feels like you're sitting in someone's house.
Yeah.
And it's a very casual environment where you don't feel like you're being waited on. You feel like you're being taken care of, like you're a guest. Yeah. Totally. And everybody seems to know everybody, and you don't feel like you're being stepped on at all. Everybody has a real casual approach to things. and it doesn't feel deliberate, but I got to believe there was some design around that, because I think it's so different than most restaurants, and it's a subtle difference. I don't know if a lot of people notice it, but I know Tammy and I, when we're there, we love it. Just feels like you're at someone's house having dinner and hanging
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I thank you, Marcus. I appreciate that. I just have always tried to treat my staff like family, and I think that just approach to my employees from that standpoint is just kind of it paid us dividends. I just try to hire good people. I can't say that I've been hired every person that I've ever hired has worked out, but the staff, for me, it's not even about necessarily knowing a lot about wine or even about being a foodie, so to speak, but it's more about being personal. And I
Yeah.
think that's the most important thing. That as far as the staff and even the kitchen guys we're like a little family here, and
Well,
yeah.
you definitely feel that, Chris. You really do. The music to me is awesome. I mean, you've got some great talent in there. Typically, unfortunately, we don't get to see that right now, but I look forward to days where we can get back in there and resume what we used to have there.
Yeah, the same thing. The same goes with the musicians that I've hired. They're like friends of mine, and they're just personal people. They've gotten to know like our whole clientele, and they're friendly as just like the staff is. And in fact, that the same two musicians usually play here on the same nights every week.
You had to let a lot of your staff go, right?
We did have to that's what we decided to do. We were going to try and furlough them and pay them, but that's what my business partner and I decided to do. A lot of them, just with the whole stimulus package from the government, they're able to to make a little bit, or as much as they were making. We did apply for that PPP loan. We did
Right.
get approved, and it's actually now it's kind of counterproductive. It's kind of some of the staff members actually are they're actually pretty happy with the unemployment checks they're collecting. So some of them aren't too enthusiastic about coming back.
During a time like this, you realize, those simple things that you just wouldn't think twice about. Now you just appreciate it. It's like, God, I drive by your shop all the time and just miss being able to go have dinners, have
Yeah,
experiences, interact with people, listen to live music, those kinds of things. It's pretty, I don't know.
yeah.
Again,
I
it
mean,
seems so simple.
yeah, I mean, we're not considered an essential business, but I mean, restaurants are for the most part like the social fabric of every city.
You're opening tonight for takeout. Is that going to be a 7-day a week
It's going to be
offer?
Tuesday through Sunday from 4 to 8, and we're actually going to do our own delivery. We're going to try that out,
Okay.
see if that works. But yeah, I mean, we're open up for to go. We have a little concise to go menu. We're trying to work it with like a smaller staff than we've normally had. So we're going to kind of learn as we go, and yeah, we're starting to feed people tonight.
What's your favorite thing on the menu that you will have tonight? Your new consolidated menu. What's your go-to item?
For me, I mean, I haven't had our pizza in like 2 months, so probably the calabrese pizza, and
Okay.
and I love the cauliflower that comes out of the oven too. But to be honest,
Awesome.
I haven't even really thought about what I'm going to eat. So I'm worried more about feeding our customers. But it's a good question.
What have you missed most during this time?
I've missed our our clientele and just the staff, just the energy. I mean, like you alluded to it, earlier. It's just the energy of being here, and I mean, restaurants just have like this kind of underlying energy, and just with the staff and just interacting with customers, and yeah, just being kind of part of the community is really what I've missed. So
Yeah.
you know,
Everybody feels for you guys. It's
yeah.
got to be just a tough thing, and Laguna is definitely hurting. There's no question.
Hmm.
Not just restaurants, everything. And
Yeah,
we're gonna have to come out of this, and I think we're gonna have to rebuild, as a unit. And
absolutely.
little scary, but I also know how Laguna has rallied in the past when it comes to difficult times, and Anyway, we've never seen anything like this, so we'll see. But I have a lot of confidence that we're going to come in and be stronger than ever after we get out
Yeah,
of
I mean
this.
the support has just been amazing. I mean, even prior to COVID.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're a small community. We got to support each other. I've tried to do as much supporting as I can for for some of my other friends that are local merchants, and I know you have. And
Hey, Chris, seriously, I think that's about it. More than anything, I just appreciate your willingness to do it, Chris. Thank you, seriously.
okay, Marcus, I love you, bud. Thank you, man. You've always been a
I
great
love
friend
you
to me
too.
and a good supporter.
Well, that concludes the interview with Chris Olsen of the Wine Gallery. Thank you so much for your patience in sitting through that video if you did. I know the lighting was rough, the editing was rough. This update at the end of the video, because that interview was taken about a week and a half ago, and I realized over the past 3 or 4 days, so many things have changed in our community, and not specifically Laguna Beach, but the surrounding communities in our country, and people are going through all sorts of emotions, and it's just a brutal time right now. So I don't want to safe enough to go out. I would encourage you to go out and support our local businesses. And with that, I'll end this. And until next time, thank you so much and take care.